Hi everyone, it's Tanya with Riley and Company. Thanks for joining me today. Welcome to the events. I've got a lot of really fun stuff to show you. We just dropped a brand new release last week and we are having so much fun with it. It's going crazy. So I wanted to share with you some of the fun, and we also have a really fantastic show special, and we have a really fun card that we are going to make today. So let me get you turned around and we will get started. One would think that I would know how to do this with some program, but I don't. So we'll get you guys all situated there. Okay, I'm so excited to show you the new release. Now, let's see, where are we going to go? We have 19 brand new funny bones. As most of you know, the Riley and Company consists of 4 basic lines. We have funny bones. We have Riley the Moose and his friends. We have Dress Up Riley, which is a line of dress up clothes, kind of like paper dolls, except for a moose and a cow. And I have a surprise for you today. And then we also have the Mushroom Lane line, which is absolutely fantastic, and people go bananas. To start off with, we have 19 brand new funny bones, and I will tell you the specials soon. I'm going to show you some cards that we made with them. This is one of the new ones, Friends or God's Apology for Relatives. And it's little Buster the Bunny and Riley. Everybody needs somebody sometime. Buster and Riley again. We will have a kit with these guys available very soon, so be on the watch out for that. Card kit with 3 pieces. My problem isn't that I buy too many craft supplies. My problem is that I shop faster than I create. Is that the truth or what? It is for me. And of course, it is St. Patrick's time of the year, which I love. It's one of my favorite holidays. As you slide down the banister of life, may the splinters never point in the wrong direction. And little Tucker. Here's an Irish toast. There are good ships, and there are wood ships, and the ships that sail the sea, but the best ships are friendships, and may they always be. Sometimes we do nice. We generally do snarky. We have 300 and I think we hit 390 funny bones this time. You know, we have a handful of nice ones, but most of them are snarky, like this one, which happens to be one of my favorites. All right, you don't need St. Patty's Day to spot a leprechaun. There are plenty of strange little men everywhere you go. Is that the truth or what? And this is Felix the cat. I used the Dress Up St. Patrick's. Let me see if I have it here. I think I do. This is one of our dress up sets. So this is the Dress Up Valentine St. Patrick's, which has its hat, and there's kilts and all kinds of fun stuff in there. And these are little mini gnome sets. And I just have him catching, instead of a mouse, he's catching gnomes. Little strange man. Anyway, so moving along, the next item I am beyond thrilled to tell you about. Our Dress Up Riley sets are very popular. Here are the 2 little moose. Instead of dolls, you have moose. Last year we brought out a set of cows, Bessie and Bernie Bovine. That's who they were. Okay, and there's 2 in each one. And today I am introducing, it's upside down, our Fox Raccoon set. Now, what makes this so much fun is that the stamp set looks like 2 little foxes. They have the same body shapes so that all 27 of the dress up sets fit them. But see these 2 little black streaks there? If you stamp those and you put them on there, he becomes a raccoon. So you have a fox and a raccoon in the same sets. And there are, of course, dies for those as well. Isn't that fun? That is our newest Dress Up Riley base. I just absolutely love it. And here's a little card that I did with him. And that is using the spring dress up sets. So there's coats and boots and all kinds of stuff. Now, Riley has a bunch of buddies, and I wanted to, before I go on to the dress up set, I want to show you something that we're going to do since I have the spring set out and the St. Patrick's Day set out. This card is a stand-up slimline card. This card is going to be our make and take on February 14th. And you get all of these pieces in the sets, and everything's pre-cut, and of course the video is there to show you how to do it. But it uses a bunch of the parts that are in the Valentine sets, and you can cut them down to make them fit. So here's the actual skirts, the kilt, pardon me. And that's what I did with it, and just cut it down. And it's okay. So it works on a lot more than just Riley and Benny and Bessie, and now our two little adorable raccoons. So with that said, I have a brand new dress up set. He has a Jeep. He has a Jeep. Riley has his own Jeep now. Riley has his own Jeep. Is this fun? This is our new safari dress up set. So he has his little safari outfit. There's a cute little snake there and a cute little monkey that you can hang. And there's little meerkats and some binoculars. And the great part is the die set to go with this actually cuts out the windshield. So you can pop stuff in there, pop stuff out of there, put Riley's little buddies with him. I'm going to have so much fun with this set. These little fronds that you see are the throwaway part of cutting some grass that I did. So I never throw anything out. I don't know about you guys, but I never do. And moving along, we have new Mushroom Lane dies. Now our Mushroom Lane series is a whole entire town. And there's all kinds of shops with it. There is a police station. There is houses and apartments and a pool and a school. Well, here is the library. And we have came up with, about 8 months ago, dies that turn this flat stamp into 3D images like this. Okay, so it has the layers. You would color this once. Okay, first you would stamp it on a card size piece of white, and you would spend as much time as you need to color it in, then photocopy it. Do a color copy. If you've got a printer at home, stick it in there, scan, do a color copy of it on cardstock. Then you can use these dies, and it cuts out pieces to layer it up just like this. They are so much fun. One of the new release specials that we have is if you put both of these in your cart and you check out, you will get both of them for $25. And it is a really, really good savings. Most of these are $20 and this is $10. So it'll save you a good amount of money, $5 to $7 depending on the set. So there is your underwater house. And there is your tree stump. And then I'll show you some cards. So here's the tree stump, and see how that does the 3D layering. I think there are 24 different Mushroom Lane houses now. We have little teapots that they live in. This is the underwater house. I call it the underwater house because if you look at the packaging, when I started coloring this, I started with green and I ran out of my green marker. I ran out of ink in my Copic. So then I added blue, and then I ran out of the blue in my marker, and I didn't have any refills with me. So then I added some purple down at the bottom, and it just looked like Under the Sea. So I called it the underwater house. There's that. There's that. In this one, I think the battery's dead. But there are, if you can see, I don't think you can, but there's vellum. Oh, here it is. No, my battery's dead in there. But it has the easy lights that you can get from Karen Burniston underneath it, and it lights up behind there. Here is another card. And there is the underwater house. Now we have, if I was smart enough to grab all of them, no, oh, I did. All 3 of these cards we have in a kit on our website. So everything is pre-colored, everything is pre-cut. You actually also get, here's the card kits. You get the instructions, you get glossy accents, you get a bottle of stickles, and you get, I don't know if you can see that, but you get a package of 3 rolls of foam tape to help you put yours together. And again, put the stamp and the die in your cart together and go to checkout, and it will take the discount off. It won't do it if both the items are not in your carts at the same time, okay? And finally, before we get to our projects, our Funny Bones card kit is back. Yay! We had originally done, we had a bunch of these kits for sale a year ago because they were the kits that we were going to use for classes in 2020. They sold out so fast that we decided to re-release the Funny Bones card kit this year. And it's got 5 cards. Everything, again, is always pre-cut with my kits, always pre-stamped. Everything's in there to make all 5. And in this kit, you also get your sprinkles that go on each card. They're all separated into different packets, and they all have a photograph that you can, so it helps you assemble them. Now, let's get to our fun project. This is all about love, right? It's all about love. So, let's make a card. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do, it's the paper, if anybody wants to know, the paper is Echo Park, Be My Valentine. We're going to just set that there. And the card that we're going to make, well, I don't think I have my sample with me. So it's going to be a surprise when we're done. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a regular size piece of cardstock. I'm going to cut it in half, just like you're making an A2 card, okay? So imagine the other half being on here, the other half of this being on here. So then I'm just going to fold it in half. I'm going to open it back up and put this in my cutter, and I'm going to cut from the center to the lower right. And it's just going to take off half of that in a diagonal. All right. And then I'm going to fold it. So here's the base of my card. So let's do the inside piece first. I'm going to take my ZipDry. You guys know I love my ZipDry. And I love my ZipDry because it's like rubber cement in a bottle, but it lets me move my cardstock around and get it perfect before it locks it down. So if I did this and I'm off center like that, and I had a tape runner, or I had any kind of other wet glue, it would be horrible. You would ruin your piece of paper, right? Not in this case. So what it does, it lets you move it around while it's wet. So that way you can get perfect borders every single time. If some comes out the edge, it's okay. You just rub it off. It's just like rubber cements without the nasty little brush. Now, if I decide that this really isn't the color that I wanted to put on my base, all you have to do is catch it within about the first 60 seconds and you can literally peel it right back off. This glue comes off of your paper by simply rubbing. You just rub it off and it will totally come off your projects. No other glue acts quite the way that ZipDry does. You can get this on our website. And keep in mind that you only have to put it around the edges, like I said before. It's not a cheap glue, so you want to kind of, make the most out of it. So now we're going to fold our card over. And what I did is I just cut out a 5.5 by 4.25 piece of white. And I just diagonally cut it just like I did that. And then I ran it through an embossing folder. It has little hearts on it. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. And we're just going to glue this on here. Again, just around the edges. Now, if it comes out, again, it's okay. You just rub it off. And I really like it because it doesn't warp your paper and it gives you a nice tight grip. You will never get that off. After about 5 minutes, you will destroy your card, I promise you. So what I'm going to do here, oh, I forgot to tell you about the best part. Okay, so I'll tell you at the end. I promise. All right, it's your freebie that you get with a $50 order, but I'll show you in a minute. So what I did is I just cut out a white and stamped the word hello on it. There, it's a Riley stamp as well. And I'm just going to put this around the edge again. I'm going to move it around until I get it nice and square. And then I'm just going to put this on the front of my card, just like that. So I'm going to just put some glue along this edge. Get it nice and centered. Okay. Then I cut out a little strip of hearts. I just love this die, and it's actually a Karen Burniston die, and it is a cake trim die. It goes with the pop-up cake sets, and it's part of the cake trims, and it's just so darn adorable. So I cut out some for this card too. I'm just going to sit it right down there on the edge and just get it stuck down there. And in the mess that is my desk, I have to find my scissors. And I'm just going to clip that corner off. Now we're done with the outside. So let's go to the inside. I don't like to have stuff like this show at all. If you use your ZipDry and it gets a little gummy on the end, that's okay. It's supposed to. Just pull it off and it comes right off your hands. So what I did was I cut out a heart and ran it through the same heart embossing folder. And I am just going to glue it right over that heart. So it looks like it's supposed to be there and not the back of the front. You get it. All right, so I put Be Mine on this heart. So I'm going to glue this guy down. Now there's a trick to this. We don't want the inside to be seen like that. All right, now see? Perfect use for ZipDry. My little white heart was sticking up a little bit and it's still wet, so I can move it down. I love this glue. I know, I'm crazy about it. Alrighty, I used to have a store. So this is how we're going to sit this down. We're just going to line it up with the back of this. Okay, just like that. So you can't see it. And then I'm just going to close my card. Smash it down. And it will stay. So when you have the front closed, you won't be able to see it inside. When I had my store, I sold ZipDry, honestly, coming out my ears. I wish it was my company. Beacon ever decides to get rid of it, pick me. Alrighty. I think I'd buy it by the gallons, actually. So now we've got the inside of that, and all we have left to do is put little Riley on here. We're just going to color him up real quick. Okay, and stick him in there. So I'm just going to take an E33. We're going to color this really quick. I don't want to run out of time before I show you your goodie that you will get with a $50 purchase. Now, a lot of people, Copics intimidate a lot of people, and they shouldn't. They're just alcohol markers, and the key to doing well with Copics is finding the right paper. Okay, I suggest a very, very smooth. Nina's great, kind of expensive. We use a Mohawk super smooth whites, and use an ink that is dye based. These are alcohol based, so you want to use the opposite so they don't smear. Now, you can go ahead and shade. You don't need a million colors to shade. So I've got the same marker still open, and I'm just going to go over it again and shade the side. Okay. And I'm going to come down here and shade a little underneath where his heart is. Oops, I got some in there. And that's okay too. All right, so it does give him a bit of shade, and it will fade a little bit and blend together really, really well. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take an RV10, a light pink, and go over this whole entire piece. Okay. And then to shade this heart, I am going to go a tad bit darker just to show the shadows in it. So I'm going to come just on this side. We're going to pretend the light is coming from here. So we are going to just add a little bit more color to the bottom. And then I'm going to take my original color and then just go along the line where they meet, and it'll blend it right in. And the final step is just to give his little hooves some color. All right, and he is done. Put a little bit of glue on him. We're going to stick him in here. And just stick him down. Now that is an adorable card. If you would like, and I do this a lot. I love stickles, Stardust stickles. It's one of my favorite things. I put it on almost everything. It's like glitter glue. For time's sake, I'm not going to do it, but I would put it on the card. Just to recap real quick, here is your gift with any $50 purchase. It is a little mini Riley stamp set, very limited edition. We do not sell these. It has Will You and the Be Mine and a little Riley with a balloon in there, so you could actually recreate this card. This is free with any $50 purchase. We still have our new release specials going on. You can buy the complete Funny Bones pack for $98. You can get the Mushroom Lane combos, as I mentioned, and the Safari dress up set. I know a lot of you have the dress up sets now. You can get both sets for only $32. And of course, $25 gets you free shipping. So there's a lot of really good stuff going on here, but only until the 7th. So you've only got a couple days to do it. So get out your pens and your paper, make your list, and head on over to RileyandCompanyOnline.com. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you have a really great Valentine's Day.